Hi, everybody, and welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda, and if you want, please subscribe. Sorry, my mind just kind of skipped there for a second. And there's a notifications bell down in the corner that'll let you know as to when I go live. So I am going today to cook with rhubarb. Now, I just want to first give some serious thanks, and I'm going to kind of go by week. And this week, I need to give special thanks, to Brian, my boyfriend, who held space for me while I was really going through it this week. And that was really amazing for me. Second, I would like to thank Bill Higgins. Thank you for the continued support for the unhoused, the webinars that you're sending, the training. All of that is very important. We need to have a national outlook on this. And thirdly, to Micheline, who sent a donation in, and I so appreciate it. It was truly needed, and thank you. And thank you to the new subscribers. It's awesome seeing you here. And tons of thanks to everybody who stuck with me through this amazing journey, right? Okay, so I'm gonna address some comments and then we're gonna get cooking. So Jack, you watched my interview. Oh, the thing is, Jack, is we're all interconnected. So when you help someone, they help someone else. But we have to kind of learn that, because I hear a lot of times when people help one another that they're like, "Oh, I helped this person and they turned around and didn't do anything with it." And the thing is that may not have been helpful. So we just kind of gotta just do kind things, right? And let the help happen as it does. And honestly, that will snowball upon itself. And you will see that the more kindness you show, it comes back. It's full circle. And Karen, hi Karen. We're going to be cooking with rhubarb today. A little instruction with it. Hi O&O. Hi Gerald. And thank you MMG. Yes, Cora, I do. It's like it's the beginning, and at this point, I have to say, and I think all of you that have followed me know that I struggle with bipolar. So I am not a piece of cake in any stretch of the imagination. I could be a true handful. And so it was, there are things that are very, very special. And when you are going through an episode, for somebody to hold space for you and make you feel safe is a huge, huge deal. So that was just a big thanks, because I'm here and I'm doing well. And the next day, I was actually able to go and do very important outreach, and went and did some healthcare too. So it was great. Hi, Rodrigo. Hi, Gerald. Thank you. Web surfer. I read there will be an avalanche of evictions as well as. Yes, you are right. We're already seeing the population rising of people that are displaced, that are being evicted. It's a national crisis at this point. And not enough is being done to protect people. So yes, we are looking at a rising population. Believe me when I say the alarm bells are being sounded from every angle. I myself am writing to my project managers, getting involved with the city, letting them know, hey, we got to get moving on this. Contact, with other NGOs that are, big into this. It's having those connections and doing the things that, and sounding those alarm bells, because yes, we are seeing a huge increase in evictions already, and that's only going to grow larger. And we're not holding space for people. So, it's a situation. And okay, I got to say something. I know I'm going to be cooking in just a minute. Okay. But I was talking with my really good friend, Sheila, and you'll remember Sheila from earlier episodes. And I was saying, it's really hard sometimes, because I want to be a growing person, right? I want to move in positive growth. And I said, sometimes you will see somebody who didn't care about people that were displaced, could care less about me when I was unhoused. And they'll be like, well, I'm facing being homeless or be evicted. And it's like, What do you say in that situation? And she brought it home. Everybody gets humbled. Okay. Everyone gets humbled. And so what it is meeting them where they're at. And, I wouldn't want, I've had messed up views before, and I wouldn't want that to take away from my growth as a human being. And I sure don't think anyone deserves to be out on the streets. I don't care, whatever the silver spoon, no one deserves that. No one. And, so whatever we can do to make sure that, we're taking care of our vulnerable, we're doing the things that need to be done. It's very, very important. Sorry, I just kind of went off on that one. No one is perfect. That is right. No one is perfect. And I think that the perfection really lies within our imperfections, right? Because there's so many of us that are needed of different kinds, different minds, different ways of processing and thinking. And that's how we really move forward as beings and understand more and grasp, that we're all interconnected and, we have more similarities than differences. So I think that, yeah, it's a good thing. Let's see. I have come a long ways. Yeah, I've grown over even the last decade. I have grown so much as a human being. And I will say at this point, you know, I wish there would have been other ways to grow, but what spurred a lot of that growth is being humbled and being in a situation of having to fight for myself and really and not to say that I did this by but I had to fight to keep myself straight and okay so that I could go and get the help that I needed. That's what I mean by that, because let me tell you, it's a process of reaching out for all sorts of help, because at that point you're drowning. And and the worst thing to do is grab onto somebody else and drown them, right? So you got to reach out to those, those institutions of support. Anyway, okay. Jaya, is it painful? Repeated question. But how did I bounce back from homelessness like this? I did not bounce back. Nah, I didn't bounce back. No, I still struggle. I still struggle. It's nobody just bounces back, and I think I want people to understand as well. When you see me and I'm here and I'm smiling, you're seeing some of the best parts of me, right? Because I used to, but anymore, I don't go on, having a full out adult tantrum because, there's white noise in my head. But that's a reality sometimes, and so there isn't bouncing back. You remember that. Things will throw you right back into that. The memories are fresh. It's hard sometimes to not compare everything to that time and realize that there's a scope of experience outside of that. So it isn't bouncing back. It's doing what you can and doing the best you can. And doing the best you can sometimes means keeping yourself safe and keeping yourself healthy. And if that's the best you can do, that's wonderful. We can work from there. You know what I mean? Like, we can move forward from there. We can grow from there. So it doesn't take much to end up homeless. A medical, exactly. So be kind. Yes. Okay. So, okay. I'm gonna grab. We got some strawberries and we got some rhubarb here. So I'm just gonna let you know. Rhubarb is a vegetable. And I am much healthier, Cora. I mean, eat as clean as you can keep yourself or whatever. You're still in a dirt and industrial contaminated environment. So it soaks into your skin, it's in your breathing, you're ingesting this. And there's nothing you can do. Like, literally, I tried so hard. I drove myself insane trying, and that's one of the things that I point out too. For me, cleaning, I'm so grateful because that environment drove me insane with the inability to be able to clean. Like, it just won't come clean. It's insane. And so now it's almost cathartic to wipe down a countertop or do vacuuming or wash dishes or do laundry, is because it feels clean again. And I feel healthier. So yeah, absolutely. So back to rhubarb. Rhubarb is a vegetable. And if you eat it from the stalk, it's pretty bitter and pretty sour. Okay. So I would not recommend just, I mean, I know, okay, back in my hometown, people would, but, I think that's, I like sour, but it does have a sour, bitter taste. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut it up, add some strawberries. We're going to make a paste out of that. And we're going to make some strawberry rhubarb coffee cake, which is totally yummy. And I'm going to show you, and it's very fibrous, okay? So there's long strands of fibers in here, so you want to break it down. So let's get started. First, we need a cutting board. Thank you, web surfer guy. Not a big fan of rhubarb, right? Okay, yeah, rhubarb, it's one of those that, there's so many different ways to do it. And this is why, I'm just going to tell you this, why I like this recipe, is that it's not, the rhubarb, when I break it down with the strawberries, becomes, and sugar, of course, or you can use honey. When I break that down, it adds sweetness to the cake, which is more buttery. So the cake is more of a buttery flavor rather than a heavy sweetness, or so it carries that really well. And you get this like, it's just a good combo, Okay, rhubarb and a knife. Just 1 second. Found the knife. Okay, I'm gonna figure out a way to do this. We're gonna just aim this down so you can see the cutting board here. Okay, that's a yes. All right, that's gonna work out well. Okay, so you can see what I'm doing. I am going to, because I am apt to cut. Oh, and if you have rhubarb, you're going to see a big leaf. Leaves are toxic. Cut the leaves off. Cut the little bottom part off. That's already done here, and I've already washed it. So we're good to go, but just keep those steps in mind. I'll grab a small saucepan. I'm going to put about 2 tablespoons of water in there, okay? Thank you, Home on Wheels group. Okay, here we go. And you're just going to slice it like this, right? Then we're going to put it back together, and we're just going to cut it real small. And, it's really up to preference on how big you cut it. But since we're breaking it down so that we get that nice kind of almost jelly consistency, we're going to cut it small. And you can see actually right here, see the fibers? See how fibrous that is? Oh, I'll show you here. Like you can just peel them off. Can you see it? There. And we're going to put these diced pieces right into that saucepan. And we're going to put that on about a little above medium. And we're going to try not to cut ourselves. That's a big deal too. Don't cut yourself. Now, the deeper red it is, the sweeter it is too, though. It's like those sugars build up. I'm going to talk for a second because I don't want to cut myself. Just so everybody knows, I really can't see comments right now, so I'll address those when I come back up from cutting. Okay. So we got that going. And now we got some strawberries, right? Yummy. And with the strawberries, you can kind of just do a quick job. And the reason for that is because we're just breaking them down, right? I'll show you. The rhubarb we want, it's going to go quicker in the smaller pieces that we have. The strawberries will turn soft very, very quickly. So you can just do that. Let's cut the top. Yes, I did wash them. Thank you very much. That is why they are shiny and wet. See that glow? Look at that. Oh, look at the bowl. The dew on, oh, I'm dropping strawberries. Got distracted, guys. Okay, back to cutting. Is Rowan rolling around on the floor?
Yes.
Nice. Attention-seeking dog. So, you know, they're probably going to want to see who I'm talking to off camera. All right. Okay. And we do this. Hi, everyone. Okay. So we've got this going here. We're going to grab our big spoon and we're just going to mix that up. Okay. Mix them all up. As you can see, it's already getting warm, right? So when we do this, we're going to turn the heat down just a tad, just a little bit. And we're going to grab our sugar and pour about a cup in there. Like I said, you can use honey. It works just as well. And it's just going to break down into a liquid. And we're going to get that into a soft paste. And we're going to run it through a strainer. And the reason for that is to just get the fibers out. The fibers, you know, I was raised on some rhubarb or strawberry rhubarb pie. So it's a comfort thing for me. I like it. But I can see where the fibers would be off-putting. So we're gonna do this without having all that in there. Okay, I'm gonna address some comments. So Adriana, hi. I remember you and followed you way back from when you were under the bed. Yes, I have come a long ways. And even bigger news. Not only have I come a long ways, my daughter got a position here and they will be moving. So we are trying at this point to desperately figure out how we're going to move them across the country. But it's very, very exciting news for me and a huge step just in, you know, having that support and, you know, being near my babies, I guess. Okay. So next thing we are going to do is we're going to take a small saucepan. Okay, don't do that. That was what you do not do. You grab very carefully a knife and 4 tablespoons of butter. Will you be doing like RB light? Oh wait, hold on. Only nice to have your family. Will you? No. No. They have one of my daughters is a student, and so she'll be switching colleges. And my other daughter accepted a position here, so they will be getting apartments here. And it's just super like, very exciting, but in normal circumstances, it would be difficult. And during a pandemic, that adds to the stress levels, I think. I do know, however, some of my family in Wisconsin that will be doing RV life, and I think that's pretty awesome. And I will be actually asking them a lot of questions because that's experience that I do not have. I never lived in an RV. So that's something that, I think, and that's something that we got to remember, those of us with lived experience, is there's other experience out there outside of maybe things that we didn't experience, So it's important to get input from all sides. So here we're just going to add a 1/4 cup of sugar, right, into our butter. And the reason I am doing this way is because I'm out of vanilla and I'm out of brown sugar. So this is a way to accomplish what I want to accomplish by using other means, and it turns out great. How are you doing during quarantine? Am I well? Yeah. One of the nice things is that I do handle alone time well, and I don't mind being home. I like being home. Most of my work I do from home anyway. This just made it much more accessible, where people were willing to do Zoom, and willing to meet online, whereas before it was a 50-50 as to whether you had to go and attend, a meeting with lots of people. And so it just made it easier, and it makes it easier to make connections, and it makes it easier to kind of figure out what's going on. So it's kind of a big deal. Okay, so next thing, we have got to turn this down, or we're going to burn our sugar, and that is not something that we want to do. So now that that's going, I'm going to just turn it way down to a little above low. And we have our oven preheating at 350. So we're just going to give that a quick stir so that the sugars don't burn. We want it to come together, but we don't want it burning. We're going to turn up this one now that, if you look now, see there was like 2 tablespoons of water, and now it's, floating in liquid. I can't let you see it without like literally pouring it out, but it's breaking down. That's why you don't want to add, you want enough to where the sugar's not going to burn, but as soon as that fruit starts breaking down, it turns into liquid. And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to take that and we're just going to reduce it down till it's thick. Stir that. All right. Now we're going to get our dry ingredients together. Hi, Q family. It's nice to see you. Hi, Margot. Freedom adventure living in an RV. Okay. I do think that there is an aspect that where people can have that experience, but I think that I know a lot of RV dwellers that it is not a good experience at all. And it is rather horrific sometimes. So I think we really gotta, is it being used as vacation, or is it, broken down in an alley, and with a lot of the RV dwellers here, they're on their last legs, and things are pretty dire and desperate. Rowan is such an awesome companion. When she actually, okay. So Rowan entered my life, and let's see, I got her in December, and I got here in November, so I got her like a month or 2 after I got here, and she was 6 months old, and she came from, an abusive past, and, I had to really think, because I couldn't really even take care of myself, but then I was like, you know what, like, I can keep her safe, because I kept her lashed to me. So I was like, I can keep her safe, and I can keep her fed, and I will give her all the love. And so she became we clicked and we work really well together. She's a little spoiled at this point, but here's the thing about that, and I've heard some flack about, me spoiler, but she had it hard. I want to make sure that like her days are not hard. Like she's going to live her best life. And with the quarantine, that's actually put that on kind of it's hard for her. We're not getting out as much. And that's something that I really do hope to work on myself and remedy, because for her to be living her best life, she needs to be outdoors a lot more. But I've been taking longer walks and working on it, and we'll get there. So let me grab some stuff, guys, and I will address all the comments. So what I'm gathering is flour, sugar, baking soda, baking powder, half a cup of butter. And we're going to stir this. And this is going to be multitasking, okay? Because we got a lot of sugary things breaking down here. And it's so easy for that to get too high or for those to burn. Luckily with this one, with the butter, if it starts browning just a little bit and not burning, you just get a caramel flavor. And that's absolutely wonderful. So that's going. Okay. Let's see. I can see it smell. Yeah, I love the smell of it. Missed you too. And I think about you often. I hope you know that. Sorry to hear how much you learn. Yeah, it really is. Thank you. I appreciate that. Actually, one of my colleagues is a professor of anthropology and focusing on vehicle residency. And he's an amazing resource, absolutely amazing resource for understanding the crisis when it comes to pretty much RV dwelling that's not necessarily a chosen path. Okay. So next, we're going to do a cup of sugar, just like that. Not really. Yeah, that might have been like a cup and a half. I don't know. So we got that. Then we're going to take our baking powder. You're just going to do about half that. Okay, that's half that. Enjoy this. Okay. Baking soda, probably about a little under a teaspoon. Throw that in. We need, where's the salt? Salt. A little bit of salt. That tablespoon of salt. There we go. Then we come back over here and we stir. And this right here with the butter and sugar is actually going to start looking rather marshmallowy. Which is actually what I think marshmallows are made of, so that might be a thing. Okay, we got that breaking down really well. Stir that. Okay. Now we're going to just, what did I do with it? Okay. We're going to take these because we're going to use them anyway. And we're just going to stir that around, right? Okay. Tracy, I guess so happy I see you post baking lives. I'm about to bake as well. Yay! Good. What are you making, Tracy? Thanks. Hi, man. I'm glad to see you back in your face. Oh, hi from Seattle. Is it Theosi? Home on Wheels. I'm from Canada. Yeah. It's a tough subject. There's a lot of facets, and it's a large data set, and things are really reaching critical mass very quickly. So, but for now, we have strawberries and rhubarb, right? And I just flung. So get your dry ingredients stirred up. Then we're going to add our butter. There are other stuff too. Okay, so with your butter, what you want to do is have it relatively soft, right? So take your knife there, cut it just like that, and you're going to kind of cube it. Okay, so you got the 2 lines down the middle, and you're just going to cut it into cubes. And try not to get tons on yourself because it's soft. This worked so well when I did it earlier. Now I just got butter hands, literally. Okay, so, and then rinse off the buttery hand. Anna, right now. Thank you, Anna. I appreciate that. An almond sheet cake. Oh, that looks amazing. Thank you. Almond sheet cake. Like, I like almond. Almond, like, that sounds amazing. It really does. That's what it sounds, not looks. Do I use margarine or real butter, salted or unsalted? I use real butter. It just a better taste. It really does. Unsalted or salted, it's whatever's cheapest at the time and I can find on sale. If it's salted, I just omit salt from the recipe and call it good. You know, it's, you know, there are factors. Okay. These are all going good. Okay, now that we got our butter there, we're going to take this here. And I'm actually going to do this over here because I have a tendency to throw flour everywhere and I don't want it on the laptop. So I will be right back. I am so glad that I call my kitchen, you know, making a mess in the kitchen, because that is such the truth. If I'm having fun baking, I'm making a mess. So you mix that until it's just like crumbles, right? So you see little crumbles of butter. It's not completely broken down. And you just kind of make a well in the middle. And you get the rest of the stuff out of your way. I like working in a structured environment unless it's measuring. Let's see. So much love from Australia. Love from Seattle. On wheels. Thank you about the dress. I actually, it was a process picking it out. It's like I usually wear like donations or whatever I can get my hands on that's comfortable. And I actually ordered this dress and I really like it. And I feel really pretty in it. And so it's comfortable. It's such a nice cotton blend. So it's not just like cool, it's really comfortable as well. Oh yeah, starting to get that marshmallow consistency. And warm. So I'm just going to do this so I can show you. See how it kind of looks marshmallowy? That's what you want. So we're going to take that off the heat. We still got this going and it's looking great. Now you're going to need 2 eggs. And I have these yogurts that I found on sale. And they're kid yogurts, but they're strawberry and blueberry. And since this takes half a cup of yogurt. We're going to throw these in there, and it's going to be grand. Let's see. Hello from Brazil. Oh, thank you, Mathis. Is it? If I mispronounce anybody's name, I apologize. I am trying. Okay, so we get our yogurt in, right? Scoop that right in there. We're gonna pick up the garbage. And we're gonna add 2 eggs. And just so you know, when you're baking, it helps to bring your, unless particularly you're doing pastry and you need cold butter, bring your ingredients up to room temperature. Unless the temperature is over 100, in which case do not do that. So now we have here a 1/4 cup of milk. We're going to pour that in there. And take our wooden spoon here and just fold this together, right? You're not going to do like tons of heavy mixing. Just mix it together. Make sure it's all coming together, right? It's just... And mix and mix and mix until the eggs are in there, which they're having an issue right now. Okay, there we go. Everything is nice and mixed up. Looking great. And this is the consistency. Okay. Thick batter. And you're going to see some of those little chunks of butter, and that's good. Keep that. Okay, now that we have our little marshmallow mixture here, we're going to take this over here, and we're going to add 2 tablespoons of flour to that. And some oats. We're just going to mix that up. And just toss it around. Oh, ridiculous. Okay, mix it up. Do the mixing. And you're going to come out with something that looks just like that, right? So it's just like kind of clear, kind of clumpy, a little sugary, and that's just fine. We want it just like that. Okay, now we're going to come over and we're going to check on our strawberry rhubarb, and that is looking phenomenal. We're going to give that about another minute. Thank you, Anna. I really appreciate that. That's awesome. And, you know, that means so much to me when, you know, I look sometimes at like the countries and count them and just be like, you know, it reminds me that we're a global community. And I take such joy in that. You know, we're more similar than we are different. And I think that that's beautiful. And to be reminded how many really amazing people there are in the globe. Like, it's amazing. Like, even when we don't know. So I get reminders, and I find myself very lucky for that. Okay, we're getting this nice and thick here. And see where it's kind of turning into a thick sauce. All right. And it's got gorgeous color, okay? Look at that color. Nice. Now we're going to take this. And I forgot one of the things that I was, because I'm actually doing a double one. I'm going to do one that's just strawberries in the middle for somebody to enjoy. Rhubarb is not gross. Okay, paper towel. Rhubarb is yummy. Okay, rhubarb is delicious. And one thing that I, because I know it's a vegetable, like, but one thing I've never tried is one of the savory recipes with it. And I am very interested in what kind of flavor I could put together with that. But since it's got a real tart, almost bitter, I think it might be really good with some stuff like, some good peppers, things like that. Yummy. If you didn't know, I'm getting some looks right now. Like, Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our strainer and our bowl. First, we're going to set this aside. And we're going to pour this right into here, okay? And this is a fine mesh sieve, sieve, whatever you call it. Dump that right into there. We're going to take our spoon and we're just going to press down on it. And what you'll see is the liquid, that good gel is going to go through there, but what's going to be left are the fibers that didn't break down from the rhubarb. And that's exactly what this purpose was, is to keep that out of there. Keep at it. Because remember, it's pretty thick. It's a pretty thick sauce. And pretty much just go through and just keep scraping and rubbing it against there, because you want to get all that you can, of course. I think for now, though, I'm going to stem it just for time constraints, because we got enough here. Okay, so we're going to take this, and this is oiled. That's, what I was feeling, and it feels like it. It's definitely still hot. So, yeah, that was a crisis averted. Yep. So what we're going to do is we're going to put half of this in here. And you want to scoot it over to this side. I'll show you in just a minute. Here. Set this here, and you guys can see what I mean. Okay. So you want to push it over to the side as much as possible, because you want to leave a well in the middle. So you want to thin in the middle and push it up on the sides. Almost like you're going to create a pocket. Smooth that out. Make sure it's even at the bottom there. Okay. I think I got a nice little rhubarb pocket. Just like that. That's back in there. Now we're going to take our strawberry rhubarb mixture and put that right in the middle of that little pocket. I'm just gonna make the pocket bigger. There we go. Okay. I'll put that right back there. And just lay that right on top. Okay. Now we're going to take, I'm just going to use this butter knife here. Throw that away. Take this butter knife, and I just want you to just go back and forth. Just swirl it in there. Try not to get tons in on the sides. Like if you see it coming in on the side, kind of tuck some batter there. And just kind of, yeah, just like that. Swirl it around. Try not to get too much all in one spot. Make sure that the batter comes in and you're getting a good swirl, because it will fall in some of the places that have too much. Okay. So now we're going to take our oat mixture. And we're just going to sprinkle that over it. Okay. We're going to pop that in the oven. And cook it for as long until a toothpick inserted in it in the middle it comes out clean. Well, okay, it can come out damp, but you don't want to see any batter on there is the thing. So you might get some little crumbles. That's fine. If you cook it till it comes completely clean, your edges are going to be completely dry. Just so everybody knows. Now we're going to take this one. And if you have people that don't like rhubarb, this is a quick little thing so they get some too, okay? So what I did is I conserved a little bit of the batter back. I'm just oiling this up real quick. Put this back down so people can see what I'm doing here. Okay. All right. Now we're going to take some of this that I reserved and held back, and we're going to just drop it all over the place. That's not a thing. Okay, and just spread it in the bottom there. Just like that. Like honey. We're going to go with sugar. Okay. So I still got some here. What I'm going to do now is I am just going to take a knife and quick cut some berries into there. Keeping most of them in the middle. Okay. It's a much harder knife to work with. Just drop them and then you can arrange them. It'll be fine. Okay, we've already established at the beginning of the vlog that no one is perfect. Keep this in mind as you're cooking, because it is the truth. It's cool. It's like if I take out the middle, it's a heart. Okay, it was cute. Let's see. Thank you guys. I appreciate all the kind words. I really do. Like, that's really important to me. I really want to make a positive impact in this life of ours. Like a positive impact, like, you know, talk about. Okay, so just arrange your hastily dropped strawberries on there. Move them. You kind of want the, yeah, you want them over towards the middle, right? Okay. We're going to take our sugar. Okay, we got a tablespoon of sugar. And we're going to coat those strawberries with it. Now we're up to 2 tablespoons. Just sugar like you put your heart into it. Okay, not that much sugar. All right, that's good. It's like we're cutting it. Okay, I want you to just cut a small piece off of the lemon like this, just teeny bit. And just to balance out that sugar and the strawberries, you're just going to kind of drizzle that over that, right? Now we're going to take the rest of our batter, fold that on the middle of that. Cover them up. Try your best to, anyway. Just put a light blanket of batter over the strawberries and sugar. And then we're going to wipe all of that batter off of there, get it off our hands, because we don't want that baking into our batter. Okay, that works too. Or you take a paper towel and you do it that way, like a responsible adult. Okay, so that's what that looks like. And just put that right in the oven beside it. Okay, so now that we've done all that, as we all know, it is beneficial, and as I have learned, to make one beforehand so that I can actually show you the finished result right here rather than having you go to Instagram. So I'm going to take this and kind of show you what the texture looks like and the marbling in there. So if you look here, it's got a good crumb. It's dense, but super moist, okay? This is super moist cake. It's awesome. You've got the marbling there, but good color throughout, uniform, and look at that top. It's yummy. It's like super, super yummy. I've already had a piece. So usually I'll take a bite of things like on screen, but I'm telling you, I've already had a piece and it's absolutely delicious. How long do you bake it for? until a toothpick insert. About 20-25 minutes, maybe. Just like watch for the browning on the edges. And seriously, like the toothpick thing or the knife thing, to take a smaller knife and poke it in. And if it comes out with just crumbs, that's grand. But if it comes out with like batter, and do it in the middle, then sorry, I should have timed it, but I did not. But now I know for next time. Armanda, hola. It looks like a dear, lovely. Greetings from Mexico. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you all. And thank you so much for joining me. Tonight, I'm hoping to go and get some photographs of Neowise. I find that that's going to be like, and there's supposed to be like 5 planets that are, you can see in the night sky. So I'm gonna try and do some night photography, astrophotography. Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, thank you guys. I'm going to say bye for now, and I appreciate you so much. I'll talk to you later. Have a wonderful night. Bye.